It's been cleared for the field. Here we go. As you see, we have the automated turret deployed, but it cannot draw a line of sight on any targets. You can lift a target out from behind its cover to get a clear shot. But if you face many targets, it might be a better option to lift your turret instead. Go ahead and try. The engineers are especially proud of the gyroscopic stabilization that makes that possible. It'd be a shame not to put it to use in the field.
Is that all?
The boys in the lab just wanted to make sure you knew all your options in the field. Never know when it'll come in handy. As you may have guessed from the glow, this is where we store element 115, or Illyrium. Understanding it is vital to our ability to adapt and adopt outsider technology. So far, our results have been mixed, at best. But I'm sure you didn't come here just for a guided tour. I'll leave you to your duties, William. Carter, I only just heard the results from the interrogation.
He said something about a transdimensional something or other. Tell me it made sense to you.
It fits with what little we know about the Venn gates. In fact, it would make sense to use a transponder, a phase plotter as he called it.
Great. So you can just whip one of those up, and we can...
No. Just because I understand the theory doesn't mean I have any idea how to begin construction of the device itself. Much less what frequency it would have to be set to.
Damn. I knew it was too good to be true.
Yes. I'm afraid you're going to have to recover one, the hard way.
Any idea where to find this phase plotter thing?
He said it would be located in a docking tower. We've seen the outsiders building towers in the areas they've occupied.
And we've certainly seen that they have aircraft around those towers.
Sounds like you'll have to find an entrance to one of those towers and steal this phase plotter from one of their aircraft.
Oh, is that all? Fight a gunship on its home turf.
No one said it would be easy to save the world, William.
Your assistant mentioned something called Mosaic. Said you were the key to it. Seemed to have something to do with the measurements you were taking. Any idea what he meant by that?
I don't know much about it at all, other than it controls the Venn gates connecting our world, and it also seems to exert some degree of influence over the denizens of that world. As to why Lawrence regarded me as the key to it remains a mystery.
But what is it? Is it a thing or a person? What is it?
I wish I knew, Agent. Could be any number of things. A natural force, a psychological disorder. One thing is certain, however. It does seem to be accessible via physical technology.
The people we saw back there. The stuck ones. The ones who can't stop doing the same thing over and over. What's the skinny on them? Are they us? Or are they them?
To be honest, I haven't the foggiest. I can say it was horrifying to witness. My students, one by one, falling victim to the condition.
How does it operate? Why does it only take some people?
A mystery as yet, but one I aim to get to the bottom of. I did notice trends. More students than professors, more whites than blacks. Nothing I can yet identify as the source.
Before I go, tell me, why are you so valuable? Fox seems to think we can't win this thing without you.
I suppose he regards the work I've been doing with ARPA as essential. I've been tracking audio signals gathered via telemetry. I shopped my findings around the scientific community for months.
Anything concrete?
Only subtle results, but Myron, Director Falk, recognized their import. I thought it was merely a curious anomaly, but he felt it was a warning. Guess now we know who was right.
While not a living alien species, the sectopod poses a new danger, standing 20 feet tall. This heavily armored fighting robot is equipped with heavy weapons atop multiple all-terrain legs that can be used to impromptu melee weapons. Sectopods are controlled by a living sectoid encased and sustained within the armor. These pilots are unable to leave the sectopod. In many cases, the containment tanks are welded shut, and may actually be a careful breed subspecies developed solely for this purpose. The pilot's loyalty would have to be unquestionable, and while they do not wear the slave colors of their brethren, they bear significantly more intrusive neural implants. Det må ikke være så sjovt.
Lawrence, have you seen these latest findings? Just a moment, Alan. I'm finishing a minor change to your calculations. Oh, the hell with... Bloody hell. That's brilliant. Oh, I don't know about all that. It's just a minor change. You would have done it yourself. In time. Maybe, but you're the one who did it today. If I'm not careful, you'll be replacing me as head of this project. And take away your prized work? Anyway, what was it you wanted to show me? What? Oh, it's these new transmissions that we've been receiving. Dr. Rossi believes they may be extraterrestrial in origin. Take a look. Extraterrestrial transmissions. You don't say. Think of it. Intelligent life on other worlds. A culture more advanced than ours, reaching across the void to welcome us to the Brotherhood of the Stars. Alan, you're making some rather dangerous assumptions. Oh, I know it could be nothing. Some Soviet trick, perhaps. But think, Lawrence. If it really is from another planet, why, someday our Vengate project could bridge our worlds. Yes, I suppose that could be possible. Why, this could be the start of a new chapter in human history. Yes, I'm afraid so.
Autopsy report. Outsider commander. Leaders of the outsider forces, the commanders exhibit the same physique of other outsiders, but have significantly more complicated neural implants, as well as much more advanced equipment. Personal shielding is common, and many other tactical abilities may be available to these dangerous enemies. Agents are advised to make commanders a top priority in any engagement. Commanders do not exhibit the same poor living conditions of their subordinate grunts. Nutrition is plentiful, physical trauma is minimal, and many commanders carry personal effects into battle. These often appear to be devotional items, perhaps involved in religious ceremonies centered around their origin. The precise details of this origin are still being examined by Dr. Weir, but it is believed to be a communication network utilized by the outsiders' neural implants. The gunship we faced was only one of a countless number of the outsiders' multi-purpose assault ships, but it has provided us with an excellent array of technological materials for study. The combined thrust gravity propulsion system, Illyrium transfer power source, and assorted environmental control system should be especially useful if we are to take the fight to the enemy. More generally, we find that while the enemy gunships are very sturdily built for war, they also bear evidence of extended heavy usage with only minimal repairs. In some cases, unnecessary systems, luxury and entertainment suites have been cannibalized for use in more pressing repairs, weapons and propulsion, suggesting that the outsiders have been running low on supplies in the course of their extended conquest. This may explain the urgency of their attack on Earth. Okay.
How are we looking?
Graviton nullifier ready.
Carter, we could use an agent's opinion on graviton nullification. Could you press that button?
Oh, get me down!
Looks like it works on biological stuff. Let's switch that to a gradual reintroduction.
So, agents are using this to immobilize targets in the field?
Among other things, it's been a big help in construction, too.
Seems like it'd be a revolution for aircraft, too.
Oh, you haven't heard about the other project?
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Whoa! Oh, get me down!
Afraid to ask.
Oh, no.
Attention all personnel. We have multiple reports coming in of a widespread outsider assault across the Champaign-Urbana area. Damage is unknown, believed to be severe. We will relay further information as it becomes available. End report.
Nope. To whom it may concern, I know we're all dealing with a lot right now, from weeks living underground to the threat of extinction of the human race. But if I find the person who keeps drinking my personal store of Thunder Cola, I will turn you in as an infiltrator and see you in front of a firing line. Go ahead and test me, Edmund.
They say these people's eyes are black.
Infiltrator testing procedure. I didn't have it. Nay. All personnel, as the track events around Nara's demise have taught us, we must be eternally vigilant against infiltration from the outsider's menace. Physical screening can prevent cloaking infiltrators, but we must be wary of other forms of infiltration, particularly by sympathizers or double agents. Until such time as we can determine a scientific test to reveal the enemies among us, we have developed a functional identity test. On entrance to the base, from any external trip or assignment, all personnel are required to go through a screening attended by none fewer than 2 guards. These guards will ask one of a series of screening questions, rotated daily. Any subject who gives what is considered a suspicious response will be held for further questioning. Security agents will be given the questions and guidelines depicting what constitutes a suspicious answer on a daily basis. We thank you for your vigilance. With your assistance, we shall persevere. Director Falk.
What do you know about it? You weren't even there.
I know people. I got knowledge.
You got shit for brains is what you got.
Carter, what's this I hear about people sleepwalking through cities?
It's some sort of sickness. Just another way those bastards are killing us out there.
What, the death rays aren't doing the job fast enough?
The infection doesn't seem to do any physical harm, except to their looks. Just traps them in their own head.
And that's better than being dead, is it?
Tell me more about that friend in the service. Anything like the sleepwalkers?
Well, I can't say it was too similar. I mean, poor old Kent didn't have black gunk all over his eyes to start. But the things he saw when we were in the Great War.
Terrible things happen during war. Anyway,
He never got over the shock. And Myron and I never got over what happened to him. I just hope we can do more for those sleepwalkers.
how are our food and water supplies?
We should be able to hold off for another month, maybe more with tighter rationing.
You've known the old man for a while. Has he always been this paranoid?
No, not at all. In fact, I remember when he used to be a naive new recruit.
What happened to him?
Well, it's not hardly my place to tell his life story. But let's just say that sort of attitude doesn't last after the third time a refugee pulls a gun on you.
That's enough prying for now.
Anytime, Carter.
You know what I heard? I heard this weird guy was buddied up with him back then.
You mean he was friends with a Martian?
Yeah, but that's not what I meant. I mean, it sounds like the guy was, you know, one of them.
I'm not following you.
I'm saying it sounds like they were, you know, a couple.
A couple of what? You're not making any sense.
How do we know we don't have more of them in here?
If there was another one, don't you think he would have tried to help his friend bust out?
Maybe not.
Musik. Optag.
Back from the interrogation? How did it go?
He was easy to handle. Now we got our own little stool pigeon.
Then let's use him while we can. And before the lab tries to cut him up to see how he works.
Are you tracking Axis?
Not tracking him directly, but if I find the target, I think it'll lead to Axis.
That's cryptic.
Anyone could be listening in, and I've been tracking this case for too long to risk losing it now.
You get the report from the interrogation?
Yeah, the bastard killed Nils. You were too soft on him.
That's why they didn't let you interrogate him. He can't tell us much if he's dead.
He didn't tell us much as it is.
He told us enough to figure out the next step. That's all we need for now.
With any luck, the old man will let me have the next shot at him.
I'm going to get some answers.
Good luck.
Photo. Exhibit 25A. The Victor. This is a prototype I mentioned.
Carter, good work in there. I'm honestly surprised you kept your cool.
That wasn't my first interrogation.
It shows. Having a defector on our side could make a big difference.
And who knows? Someday, they might be great allies.
Let's just focus on making it through this war. Now, I've been discussing the information you extracted with Dr. Weir.
Any clue where we can find one of those interdimensional things?
The doctor calls it a phase plotter. And we know there's an outsider docking tower near a town called Vida Buena in New Mexico. De Silva's team reported it when they were investigating sleepwalkers in the area.
Sounds like I should talk to De Silva.
That could be difficult. De Silva's team attempted to infiltrate the structure. The last report from them was 2 days ago.
What the hell, Falk? De Silva goes missing and you're just telling me now?
Calm down, Carter. We have reason to believe that he's still alive. But he's deep in enemy territory and unable to broadcast. Link up with him and his team. Then you will all escort Dr. Weir through the command tower and secure the phase plotter.
Why are we putting the doctor back in danger?
Weir is the only one who understands how the enemy gates work. He's the only one with any insight into how their systems might operate.
And no time to train a field specialist, right?
Precisely. Keep Dr. Weir safe. He's far too valuable to lose.
What was De Silva doing up there anyway?
He was assigned to gather intel on the Outsiders' gates for Dr. Weir's benefit.
And now we're going there to get one of these gadgets. What aren't you telling me about this place?
Vida Buena